so tired of the baby mama drama, the secret relationships, all the girls on the side. I don't want to read none of that. I don't want it. I am my happy book era, which means I want to read happy books and I want to see black women being loved on. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hey y'all, if you're new here, my name is BME Queen and I talk about all things black books. As you saw in the title, we are talking about romance books where black women are being loved unapologetically. I'm gonna rate these books by spice. All of these books are adult romance novels, but if you want a YA version, I can do like a puppy love version of this video so there's no spice at all. So let me know if you want that in the comments below. I'm gonna talk about 8 romance novels today. So let's get right on into it. So the first book we're gonna talk about is called The Boyfriend Project. So I just finished this book a few days ago, and this one is about a girl named Samaya who is being catfished in a relationship. So it starts out kind of wonky, right? So she's seeing this guy, they have a date planned for that night, but her sister tells her that this other girl is going viral for going on this really bad date on Twitter. So she reads the tweets and she's like, that's the guy I've been seeing. Long story short, they get rid of the guy, but she ends up becoming friends with the other girlfriends or the other girls that he was seeing. They decide to focus on themselves for the next 6 months, and they call this self-love project evolution the Boyfriend Project. She agrees to it until there's a new guy at her job. So she has this really fancy tech job and he starts working there and they slowly start getting to know each other. So this book is really cute. I like the idea of it. I really like that it was very modern. So she has a tech job. He is a computer scientist and has a background in cybersecurity. Like, it's really great. The spice in this is low. So this is a low spice book. They have some fun moments. I think 2 or 3 times. It's not all that graphic. It is pretty low stakes. So this is like a good introductory, like black women being loved on kind of thing. Since they work together, they're trying to navigate this fling/relationship that they're going through, but he really starts to pull out the stops throughout this book, and I love that. I love that so much. So this is a really happy, like, fun and love, black women just enjoying themselves and also being supported by other black women. So girls that she befriends are genuine supporters of her and her relationship. So that was super refreshing. So this one is light spice. I would just give it one fire. Next is The Referral Program. This one is a really fun book. So this is about 3 friends who decide that they don't want to be single anymore and they're gonna hook each other up with different guys that they know from their platonic friendships. Each girl gets to set up the other girl with 2 people, so they each end up going on a bunch of dates, and they create these rules around the referral program, what they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do when they go on these dates. And this was a really fun book. So there are a lot of characters. There's 3 girlfriends and each girlfriend sets up the other girlfriend with at least 2 dates. So there's a lot of people. What I like about this novel is that all of the characters are, especially the men, are like good guys. Like, they're not assholes in any way. They're not like players. Like, they are all guys with like jobs and careers and no baby mamas, no drama, none of that. So this was really refreshing. I really liked it a lot. This was medium spice. Some of the girls end up dating some people and they talk a little bit about their interaction. So this was good all around in terms of spice, in terms of the actual plot line. I think this is a really great book. I like this a lot. So next is Play to Win, and this is really funny. So this is about a woman who wins the lottery, and for her to claim all of her money from the lottery, she has to get a divorce from her husband. So they haven't spoken to each other in over 8 years, and she offers to pay him so that he will sign the divorce papers. He agrees on one condition, that she will help him with one of his personal projects, but the whole time he is trying to win her back. So this is medium spice. Honestly, it's kind of borderline like high spice. I'm gonna give a medium though. It doesn't start until like near the end of the book, but the spice is good. To be totally honest, I was not expecting her to get back with him. Even though it's a romance and they have to end up together, I was like, she's gonna start dating someone new. Like, I know she will. I know she will. She didn't. But it is a really great story. I really do enjoy it a lot. It's tasteful spice. So yeah, this one was pretty good. Next is Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and this one is also a really funny one. fun. In this story, Danny is a professor at a university and she gets stuck in an elevator during a university fire drill. The security guard that works in her building comes and saves her. The video of him saving her from the elevator ends up going viral and people assume that they are in a relationship. However, they are not. But since they're getting so much positive attention for his business, they decide they're going to continue faking their relationship. So what I love about this story is that Danny Brown is like, listen, I don't want any strings. We could fake it. It's fine. Like, you know, once our 15 minutes fame is over, we can go about our business and not be worried. But I do want the spice. So she tells him, I want the spice. And as long as we are fake dating, I'm gonna be getting the spice. Otherwise, I don't want a relationship. Like, leave me alone. He, on the other hand, is like, why don't we just date? Like, he is like so into her. He wants to take her out on dates. And she's like, no. I don't want none of that. So this story is really, really good. It's medium spice. The spice is pretty tasteful. This one is also kind of a borderline like high spice, but there were some points where it wasn't too spicy. So I'm gonna go with medium. You know, beware, maybe a little high for some of the girls. This was really good. I really did like the story a lot. This was a lot of fun. Next up is Devon and Chris plan a wedding, and this one is so funny. So it's not the two main characters that I think are funny, it's the characters' families that I think are really funny. So this story is about two women who are on a reality TV show, and a part of the TV show is they have to convince their family that they are engaged and they're getting married in 6 weeks. They have to take the family along every single week for the challenges for this reality show to plan the wedding. The only thing is, Devon has not come out to her family, so her family doesn't know that she's a lesbian. And then Chris has not been in a relationship in God knows how long. She's one of those player-esque type influencers, and she doesn't really commit to anyone. So it's a really, really fun story. The thing is, the two women have just met, so they don't actually know each other before the show. Like, they are literally just meeting for the first time on this show. So they start to get to know each other and they end up really liking each other. So this book has a high spice, very spicy. It was good though. It was tasteful spice. There was a lot of comedic relief with her family members, with the family members all around. They were all pretty funny. I did enjoy this a lot. I liked that at one point one of the women is being fought over, so that's kind of interesting. Like, I like that a lot. It was really affectionate and really loving and just like all around just lovey-dovey, like high spice type of vibes. This one was really good. So next is Black People Don't Ski. So this is a self-published novel that I found on TikTok, I believe, and I got this. I am interested in skiing. I like skiing. I'm actually hosting a ski trip, so I love the sport, and I was like, oh, this is sounds like a really good book. So this story is about a girl who, her and her longtime boyfriend plan a ski vacation, but right before the vacation he proposes, even though she has said that she doesn't want to get married. So she breaks up with him and she goes on the vacation anyway, where she meets a black ski instructor and they start to get to know each other during her vacation. I was not a fan of it, to be totally honest. This was high extreme spice. Like, the whole book was spice. I feel like this was kind of the amount of spice in this book, even though it's pretty short, was the same amount of spice as like a 50 Shades of Grey. Like, it was overbearing, and at some points I did skip the spice as I was just like, this isn't really moving the plot along at all. I think there were a few plot holes in this story. I was honestly kind of upset because I really did like the idea of this, but I just don't think that it was what I was looking for. However, if you were interested in high spice, then this is definitely going to be it for you. Like, this is like as high as it gets. So yeah, that is this story. Like I said, not a fave, but it's here. This next one I am still currently reading, so it is called Not Into You, and this one is about a girl who is very free-spirited and non-committal, and she starts to hook up with her best friend's husband's friend. So he's not really her type, but she's like, he's here, and he kind of feels the same way, that she's not really his type, but they agree to be friends with benefits. So this is pretty high spice. It starts out at a spicy moment, and that was an interesting start to the book, I will say. I'm not totally finished it. It is a pretty short read though, so I'll probably be finished within the next day. This story is kind of like an enemies to lover tropes. He is very romantic, very affectionate, and she is just like not for it at all. Actually, a lot of these stories, like the girls are just like, no thanks, so like do my own thing, you know, but the men are just like so into them, or their partners so into them. So yeah, that's what this one is. Like I said, I'm not finished yet, so it will be in one of my reading recap videos where I'll give you a full lowdown in my rating. But that's what I think about it so far. It is pretty high spice, but it's pretty tasteful spice. So this is a self-published novel. I feel like this story is told really well, so I do like that part about it. Last but not least, and this is a book I have not read yet, but I will talk about it because a lot of people have talked about it before, and that's how it came to be on my TBR. 7 Days in June. And the story is about a girl who reconnects with one of her old flings from back in the day, and they are getting to know each other all over again. So the story talks about when they first connected and how they spent this long, lustful, romantic week together, and how they were then separated and didn't tell each other until now. I don't know the spice ranking of this one. If you know it, let me know in the comments. So give it 1, 2, or 3 fires for spice. It sounds like a really good story. I have seen this everywhere. The time that I'm recording it, it is December, so this is like wintry, and this is more of like a summer book, so I'm not gonna read it just yet. When I do, it will be in one of my reading recap videos, so you guys can definitely check out what I think about this book in the future. All right, so those are all of my Black romance novels rated by spice. So if you guys have any other novels that you like, that you think I should know about, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.